In India, 2 million people affected. In Brazil, 90% of homes damaged. In Australia, 8 million lightning strikes recorded. The elements no longer take breaks, striking one after another. In this episode, we will tell you about the tragic events of the past week that affected people on all continents. United States. On the 30th of October, a powerful storm struck the northeastern part of the United States, accompanied by heavy rain and strong gusty winds. The greatest damage was caused to New York City. The rain hit unexpectedly. In some areas, up to 25 millimeters of precipitation fell within an hour. And in Central Park, 46.5 millimeters were recorded in a single day. A record for this date in the past 100 years. The city's drainage system could not handle the load. The situation was worsened by fallen leaves. Workers were clearing storm drains, but the water kept bringing back debris and clogging them again. Within a few hours, emergency services received more than 800 flood-related calls. 2 people died in flooded basement apartments in Brooklyn and Manhattan. Transportation was paralyzed. The subway partially stopped. 3 major airports in the New York region were seriously affected, leading to the cancellation of more than 1,200 flights. About 15,000 homes were left without electricity. In the northern areas of New Jersey, rainfall reached nearly 70 millimeters in some places, and strong winds drove 2 barges ashore, tearing them from their anchors. The storm also affected the city of Philadelphia in the state of Pennsylvania. A tree fell on a car, killing the driver. Brazil. Starting from the 1st of November, the same storm system also struck Brazil, causing large-scale destruction and chaos there. In the state of Paraná, wind gusts, reaching up to 95 kilometers per hour, tore off house roofs and toppled trees. More than 3,200 homes were damaged, and tens of thousands of people were left without electricity. In Santa Helena, as much rain fell as usually does in an entire month. Large hail fell simultaneously in 7 municipalities. In Jandaia do Sul, hailstones reached the size of oranges and weighed over 100 grams. In the municipality of Pitangueiras, about 90% of residential houses were damaged by the ice chunks. Dozens of people were left homeless. The streets were flooded and filled with debris. Rescue operations were still underway when the city was hit again by another rain and hailstorm lasting about 10 minutes. The new strike of the elements worsened the destruction and complicated the rescuers' work. In the municipality of Campo Mourão, 2 families were left without shelter. Mud flows flooded one house, and a tree fell on another. The strong wind also damaged the City Hall building. At the Santa Casa Hospital, several departments were flooded, including the maternity ward. And in the Mufato hypermarket, after heavy rain and clogged drains, part of the ceiling collapsed. In the municipality of Mandaguaçu, the disaster-disabled medical facilities, the emergency base and the urgent care unit were flooded. On the 2nd of November, the storm swept through the state of São Paulo. The most serious incident occurred in the city of Regente Feijó. Wind gusts exceeding 100 kilometers per hour brought down part of a stage and the roof of a large tent under which a student party was taking place. 1 person was killed and dozens were injured. Paraguay. On the 1st of November, a severe hailstorm struck the department of San Pedro. The areas of Itacurubi del Rosario and San Estanislao were especially affected. Hailstones the size of golf balls pierced roofs, shattered windows, and damaged vehicles. A layer of ice up to 25 centimeters thick covered the streets and fields in the affected areas. Due to the bad weather, cassava and corn crops were completely destroyed, as well as a large number of domestic birds. According to preliminary data, the damage from the disaster is considered significant. Local residents say that a phenomenon of such intensity is occurring in the region for the first time. Russia. In the evening of the 1st of November, a powerful storm hit Novosibirsk. Wind gusts reached 25 meters per second, leaving several city districts and suburban settlements without electricity. A strong gust of wind in the Plyushchikinsky residential area tore off the glass panels of a balcony. The structures fell down, but fortunately, no one was nearby at that moment. In Akademgorodok, a large pine tree fell onto the road due to the strong wind, blocking access for an ambulance. In the Leninsky district, the wind knocked down a fir tree that injured an elderly couple. The victims were taken to the hospital. Next, the storm front moved into Kuzbass. During the night of the 2nd of November, strong winds reaching 22 meters per second uprooted trees and tore roofs off houses. As a result, more than 22,000 residents across 54 settlements were left without power. Roofs of several buildings, including a school, partially collapsed in the city of Angero-Sudzensk, and in Kemerovo, powerful gusts of wind destroyed construction scaffolding at one of the sites. The storm also triggered fires. In the Gurevsky district, a blaze started due to damaged power lines, and in other places, the wind spread flames through dry grass, complicating the work of firefighters. The disaster also struck the Yuzhno-Kurilsky district of the Sakhalin region. Wind gusts reaching 50 meters per second tore off roofs and damaged facades of apartment buildings. Residents reported leaks on upper floors. Dozens of buildings were left without electricity. Afghanistan. On the 3rd of November at night, a strong earthquake with a magnitude of 6.3 occurred in the Tashkurgan Gorge area in Afghanistan. The tremors were felt by residents of the northern regions of Afghanistan, including Kabul, the country's capital. Unfortunately, most buildings in the region are not designed to withstand seismic loads, which caused significant destruction. Thus, in just one village of the Shar-e-Bozorg district in Badakhshan province, the underground shocks damaged or destroyed about 800 houses. Damage was also inflicted on the famous Blue Mosque in the city of Mazar-e-Sharif, a sacred site of Islamic pilgrimage associated with the name of Imam Ali. The seismic event caused power supply disruptions due to damage to power transmission lines in Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, the countries that are the main energy suppliers for Afghanistan. The earthquake also triggered a landslide that blocked the main mountain highway through the Tashkurgan Gorge, connecting the northern provinces of Afghanistan with Kabul. By the 4th of November, reports indicated 24 fatalities. More than 800 people were injured, 25 of them in serious condition. Due to the lack of internet access in remote settlements, it was difficult to determine the exact number of dead and injured. India. On the 28th of October, tropical cyclone Monta struck the eastern coast of India. Winds with gusts up to 110 kilometers per hour were accompanied by continuous downpours. Preventive evacuation of people from coastal areas saved many lives, but the damage turned out to be enormous. In the state of Andhra Pradesh, which took the main hit of the disaster, 3 people died. The cyclone affected almost 2 million residents. The authorities organized a network of temporary camps that sheltered 136,000 people. In Upada district, storm waves literally wiped out entire fishing villages, leaving people homeless. 174,000 farmers suffered heavy losses. Poultry farms, livestock facilities, and fish farms were flooded. The disaster erased tens of thousands of hectares of farmland. Fields of rice, corn, bananas, cotton, and many other crops were destroyed or flooded. More than 4,800 kilometers of roads were damaged. Over 300 bridges and culverts were hit by the cyclone. Operations at 3 international airports in the state were halted. All flights cancelled. The South Central Railway also suspended at least 120 trains. In Prakasam district, a canal burst, flooding almost 9 kilometers of irrigation tunnels. About 250 workers were inside, and fortunately, all were rescued. The energy system suffered major losses. The powerful wind destroyed more than 3,000 power transmission towers and disabled over 26,000 transformers. As a result of landslides and falling trees in the mountainous areas of Odisha state, roads were blocked and access to remote villages was cut off. In Koraput district, more than 300 houses were destroyed. Flooded cotton and vegetable fields dealt a severe blow to the state's agriculture, threatening future harvests and the livelihoods of thousands of families. As it moved inland, Cyclone Monta brought heavy rains and flooding to the state of Telangana, causing road destruction and isolation of entire areas. In some places, up to 367 millimeters of precipitation fell in one day. According to authorities, the death toll in the state reached 6 people. Among the victims were a woman swept away while crossing a flooded bridge and a bedridden man from Warangal who drowned when floodwaters entered his home. Kenya. Heavy rains that fell on the 1st of November in Elgeyo Marakwet County in western Kenya triggered a major landslide. Mudflows destroyed more than 1,000 houses, blocked roads, and cut off the affected area from the rest of the world. 25 people with serious injuries were taken to the hospital. The military and 4 aircraft were involved in search and rescue operations, but the missions had to be stopped several times due to sudden floods. 26 people became victims of the landslide, and 25 are still considered missing. Australia. Starting from the 1st of November, a series of powerful thunderstorms swept through the eastern part of Australia. In the town of Esk, a hailstorm suddenly began during a school fair.
State schools milestone celebrations.
9 people were injured by hail impacts. A woman sustained head and neck injuries and was hospitalized. Several others were wounded by glass fragments. Giant hailstones severely damaged solar panels on building roofs. Residents of the affected areas said they had never seen such destruction before. In the town of Pratin, hail up to 9 centimeters in diameter damaged windows, vehicles, and house roofs. During the storm, wind speeds reached 104 kilometers per hour. In some places, 250,000 lightning strikes were recorded. It is worth noting that between the 27th of October and the 2nd of November, high thunderstorm activity was observed across Australia. About 8 million lightning strikes were recorded during that time, of which more than 4 million occurred in Queensland. Already today, countries are suffering enormous losses due to natural disasters. Budgets are being spent on restoring infrastructure, paying compensation, and supporting affected regions. Some states, unable to cope with the scale of their losses, are forced to seek international assistance. With the growing synchronization of disasters around the world, the financial safety cushion of nations will gradually disappear, and each country will have to face the challenge of survival on its own. The economies of nations are complex and inert systems. Even under the blows of natural disasters, they do not collapse instantly. Today, the consequences of natural catastrophes fall primarily on ordinary people, those who lose their homes, property, and lives. The world reacts slowly. Only when large corporations lose serious amounts of money will the climate issue come to the forefront. Unfortunately, material interests still outweigh human ones. If action is not taken, the power of natural disasters will destroy the economies of even the most stable countries. And once again, ordinary people will be the ones to suffer. Waiting for action from above is pointless. Each of us is invested in our own future, and it is we who must make the issue of escalating natural cataclysms the main topic on the global agenda. What awaits the planet if we delay? The question remains open, but one thing is clear. Without decisive and large-scale action, the destruction will affect everyone on Earth.